Hello, my loves. I am super excited to share with you what I'm about to share with you and really take you through. I actually have my journal in front of me and I'm going to be reading from it and really bringing that stream of consciousness back up for me and really bringing this information to you guys in the most authentic way that I can. And I'm going to walk you kind of through what I went through and what I was guided through, which is my guide, some of my guides taking me through my own modality. My modality is known as the purification process. Those of you who have taken my course, Unity, the Unity course has 7 transmissions for a rebirthing experience. And those 7 transmissions use the purification process. So just listening to those, you are engulfed in that modality. And the energetic work that happens in those transmissions is life-changing. And so for you portal members, I want to facilitate our own purification transmission together. And so I will, if that's something that you guys, want to do, let me know and I will put up a Zoom link and schedule a time and we'll do it together. So I want to kind of take you through because as I've mentioned, it is the most important thing we can do is to learn to read our bodies, is to learn to understand that emotional density, our programming, our patterning, our wounding, our trauma, however you want to label it, call it, is stored in our physical body. Everything energetically is housed from all time and space, is housed physically in our body. Now, a lot of it is super compressed. And the way that I like to give the analogy of things being compressed is if you look at crystals, right? Do I have a crystal? Let me grab a crystal. Here we go. So here's a smoky quartz, right? All the inclusions in it, right? All the different aspects of it. There's pretty big ones down here, pretty big inclusions. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I want to tell you how a crystal is formed. So what happens with the earth is the earth, Gaia herself has 12 dimensions, 12 layers to her auric field. That's her auric field, just as we have 12 layers to our auric field. And so as she is collecting information from the collective, from what's happening in the environment, all of that information is filling up in her auric field. When it reaches a certain point, there's a compression that happens. So she fills up with that knowledge and it's like time to compresses, and it literally compresses and creates a crystal. And obviously we know there's tons of different crystals and they have different meanings and they have different information stored within them. Just as you can use oracle cards or tarot cards, you can work with crystals and learn from crystals and communicate with crystals. Just as you can communicate with rocks, trees, all of those things. So all of that knowledge information becomes compacted and then creates a crystal, and that information is now stored in this crystal. Now, the same thing happens with us. This information, right, from all time and space is compacted and placed in a seed, if you will, within our structuring, right? And if you read my post today, I said that the seeds of the future are always rooted in the soil of the past. And so the seeds that we planted, the information, the wisdom that we're seeking is compacted and put into a crystal and placed into our structuring. And so as we are digging in our density, right, and understanding where that lives inside of our physical body, and as we're digging through that and feeling the soil and really being immersed in it and allowing ourselves to play in that energy, to be in it, right, we discover the seeds. And when we let go of the story and we let go of the blame, that's the dirt, right? That's all the debris. Only wisdom remains. And this wisdom will lead the way. So this is all metaphorical. to help you understand. It's metaphorical and it's real at the same time, but I'm using this and these analogies to really help you understand how information is stored inside of your body and why it's so important for us when we feel that constriction in our chest, when we feel that pain in our shins, when we feel the headache, when we feel the throat pressure, whatever it may be, that we understand that at this point, when our body is giving us a physical alert, right, that there already was a mental story being played out that you didn't hear, that you didn't see, or maybe you did and you just chose to ignore it or to bypass it or to fight with it. There was already an emotional component that you somehow suppressed or, again, bypassed, distracted from, medicated, numbed, whatever. And then finally, the body will be like, we're done. We're going to wake you up now and say, you need to look at this. And sometimes that can happen very quickly. And sometimes it happens over, the awareness had been there, but you weren't paying attention, the emotional, you went through it over and over and over again. And now the body's speaking. So sometimes it can be 10 years, 20 years. Sometimes it can all happen in days apart. So there's no right or wrong here. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you have chronic pain, or if you are like, oh my God, I haven't known this. You didn't know what you didn't know. So it's not about beating yourself up either. Okay. Whew. So let's get into it. To watch the rest of this video, feel free to join us in the Portal of Potential. It is my VIP membership space where I dive deep in real time, what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, teaching tips, techniques, sharing my stories, and helping you by shining that light of where I've been so that you can help navigate where you're going. Thanks for joining.